your boy losing weight. I got my testosterone
some energy.
My estrogen's down. The titties are disappearing. It's been good.
Hey, what's your test at right now? What numbers?
Dude, I get tested this week, but we're guessing it's probably like 556.
Let's fucking go.
Which is, dude, I started at like double digits.
No shit.
My estrogen was so high.
Double digits?
Wait, double digits, dog. They'd never seen it. It was so bad. Listen,
holds the world record.
Joey was in the middle of a transition, didn't even know it.
I had to take another test because they didn't believe it. They were like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Dead ass, dude. And I lost a little weight, and 6 months later took another test, and I was like 120.
Whoa.
Had to feel good to see those 3 digits.
Even then, I was like, oh, I'm getting there. They were like, we'd like to see you at 1,000. I was like, ooh, I'm not there. Nowhere. My estrogen was, as you could guess, super high. And
But we ain't looking at testosterone. You got estrogen in your system.
It's just, you know what I mean? And the funny thing was,
I want to get an estrogen test. I want to know.
Just that one.
Listen,
you want your testosterone too? Like, no, just the estrogen.
Tell by up here that you got a little more than most. That's the first tail. It's right there in the boobage. You know what I'm saying? They're getting better. Yeah, you got
Bro. Hey, when I saw Ernest the other night, I walked in, door wide open to his room. He's just sitting there, shirt off,
Ernest,
chilling.
I've seen him do it on stage.
I'd be shirtless.
30, 40 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Fucking a festival, 50,000 people. Ernest does not care.
Living it, man.
No, I love my body.
Look, Ernest shirtless.
Yeah, Ernest.
Australia, that'll happen.
No, that is so funny.
In Australia, this is the reason that ended up happening is because 2 days prior at the Outside Festival, they were all screaming "shooey, shooey, shooey," and 2 songs in, I was like, "Fuck it." I did a shooey, drenched my shirt in alcohol, took my shirt off, threw it into the crowd. And then my next song was Ain't As Easy, which is like a slow, sad song. I had to do the rest of my 45 minutes shirtless. I mean, I got sad songs. I'm holding guitars and I'm looking like that, holding the guitar. I'm singing,
that is
good
so
day for flower shops. Yeah, be a good day for t-shirt shops. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. What a look.
What a commitment.
Way to own it, dude.
I don't
That's
know
all
if
time.
we spend enough time on this double-digit testosterone.
No.
The people listening, like the highest level's like what, 1,200?
I think so. I don't know. I'm like,
For you to get medically, like if football players are below like 290 or 300 or something like that, like 3 times, like they test that way 3 times, you can medically get prescribed testosterone because your testosterone is very low.
Yeah.
For you to be double digits, like that is, I've never heard of that in my life.
It was unreal.
Whoa.
And then now we're getting way more even. I got another blood test. This is my first blood test. And like, I'm doing every 3 to 4 months now. I was doing every month. I'm doing every 3 to 4 just because I see what's happening. So it's like, that blood ain't going to tell me that my body's not showing me.
right.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
Where there was a time where I had to watch it all the time. Like, just make sure we don't have any heart markers going. When you're 550 pounds and a full-blown alcoholic that does cocaine, you got to worry. You know what I'm saying?
That combination is crazy.
And that was happening for quite a while in my life.
I feel like a drug dealer could have told you that. Though.
It was crazy.
Yeah. You know what the drug dealer's like, you sure?
Yeah, they were just like, no.
You want how much? All right.
All right.
Okay.
But it's been cool, man. I started with Gary Brecka, who was the first person that came in and really like got me right. And then I've been working with since Gary split, I've been working with Ways to Well down in Austin, Texas. Brigham and Dr. Denise, they do Burt, they do all the Austin homies. And they've just, dude. And the cool thing was she came in on some really cool stuff. She said, look, we're going to go back to grassroots with you. We're going to get off all this stuff. We're going to take a little testosterone. And she gave me a metformin because I still haven't took the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And for the record, I want to be clear about this. It's not that I'm against the shot. Like anybody out there that's struggling with major obesity, if your doctor believes that the shot is the way for you, I think you should take it.
You talking about that Ozempic?
Ozempic, what I don't know what they are, whatever they are. I think there's more than Ozempic. But with any one of those shots, if that's actually I know people around me that it's changed their life.
Mm-hmm.
My problem was it had one side effect that everybody had the same side effect with. It was indigestion and acid reflux. The way I've treated my body, my stomach is the worst thing I have going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I was like, I can't afford to fuck my stomach up anymore. Like I'm to a point now I won't take antibiotics when I get a cold. I'll take an antibiotic shot, but I try to bypass the gut because I focused the last year on really resetting my gut. So that's why I didn't do the shot. So she was like, look, your insulin is through the roof though. She was like, at least take a metformin. It'll start helping you. That's it. That fast, testosterone started going up, estrogen started coming down naturally. I didn't have to do an estrogen blocker or nothing. It just kind of naturally started. She was like, trust me, that the titty number is going to come down when the pecker number goes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like,
that makes
all right.
sense.
Yeah, right. That's a layman term way for me to get it.
Yeah, figure it
what
all
I'm
out there.
saying? So it's been working, dude. It's just been that. And I'll tell you something else. And I'm really speaking more so to y'all watching this, anybody who's dealing with real obesity, like super obesity. There is no getting around food in and food out. You can, I don't care what diet you try to chase, whether it's keto, whatever works for you, but it only works for you because your body is burning more than it's consuming.
Mm-hmm.
It's that easy. You just have to be disciplined in that. That extra Reese's cup that you think don't matter, if you do that 4 times a week, that's an extra 2,000 calories going into your diet that you don't even think about. You know what I mean? It's like these are the little things. Like I had to completely change my relationship with food in every aspect. I have to treat food the same way I treat cocaine now. Like, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Keep it away from me.
Only on weekends.
No.
Can't wait for this analogy.
Instead of having 4 bumps, just 1 bump. And that's only 4 less bumps a weekend.
I can sell a bologna sandwich for $40.
I love that y'all known me long enough. When I said that, y'all were all looking like, I wonder where this is fixing to turn. And for the first time in my career, it was the right thing.
It would have been something else 3 years ago, for sure.
Cocaine.
He said it in such a moment too. I got to treat it the same way I treat cocaine.
See, look at that. Look,
I don't
listen,
want it.
when they first showed me this picture to the left, y'all, I thought somebody had distressed my face. So y'all know, I didn't know I was out here looking like that, dog.
But dude, even your skin looks healthier.
Oh,
like
dude,
it's
look.
a
look
crazy
happier.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude,
You're
look at
happier.
that.
Yeah.
I'm way happier.
Yeah, man.
I'm so much happier.
Let me ask you this: you've done a bunch of you've come on the bus lots of times. You've had the lemon water. You're saying I'm changing this, saying changing that, but for whatever reason you'd stumble. What was it about this time that put you on such a consistent drive?
Man, it's funny. At the very beginning of this journey, I got on the bus last year about this time talking about this, and I'd love to go. I can't wait to go back and watch some of that to see where my head was at the beginning of it. Because a year later, I can tell you that what it really came down to was 2 things. One, I knew I was going into my 40s. And I knew that nobody at 550 pounds lived to be 50. I've seen very few 600-pound men at 50 years old. That was that obvious. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. That means I wouldn't see my son graduate high school. I started looking like that. That started getting more mortality, more than I care to admit, had something to do with it. Genuine, dude, I'm going to die. You know what I mean? I could feel it too, though. I was so fat, I couldn't sleep comfortably on any bed, any situation. I never had energy. I just, dude, I was getting flat disgusted with myself, every facet of myself. And I'm already fight with these demons anyway. So you start adding you know what else happened? Man, this is probably too honest, but I always thought that when I got to the success that I'd all the mental problems I had, all the addictions I had would just disappear. I made it. I'm out of the neighborhood. I've got money and financial security. Now I'm just, I'm just the world's going to turn into butterflies and Care Bears and fucking Hallmark cards. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that way. Instead, it was more pressure and more shit. And I just dealt with it the way I dealt with all the pressure my whole life, eating, drinking, drugging, all that old shit. So I just started getting, and then just little things. I couldn't wipe my ass. At 550 pounds, dude, it was a fucking workout, dog. I would have to put my arm on the wall and turn a little bit with making sure the wall would keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? And there were times dog, you have no clue what a 550-pound man has to do to wipe his ass.
It's fucking wild.
Having to make sure your arm stays there. All right,
imagine, I want to reenact this for y'all a little bit.
You didn't want to put a buddy system.
Just your wrist doing this gently while it's all pinned up. I hope that's enough.
You got to wipe your butt.
And then he looks at it, it's this is a bad shit. I'm going to have to wipe a lot.
Did we not early on?
See, look at this. This big dude down here, middle page, that
Peter
dude
Griffin?
right there,
Oh.
he's not wiping his ass, y'all. For sure. That dude's 657
He's just
pounds.
sitting on it.
For sure. He's just fast. About once a week, somebody comes and cleans him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, car wash.
The bidet was a game changer.
Yeah, it's crazy. The bidet helped me so much. So
we
much.
love a bidet.
Yeah, but a
Love a
bidet is
bidet.
also a guessing game. If you not put some tissue,
I
you
guess I'll do this.
If it ain't the same bidet,
put the
guess I'll
spritz
be
on there. You're
sitting here
I
for a
hope it's
while.
getting clean.
Yeah.
I know,
But
like
then you gotta go in and check it out.
you still
Yeah, I
wipe
guess.
to make
You gotta
sure.
get one wipe
and you're
in.
like, okay, I got a little bit more work.
Yeah.
To do.
I'll say this.
Let me get up on the wall. And
No,
pin my arm
you had to
back.
put the shoulder there. So it complete. I'll show you, dude. It was insane. I had to do it for so long. I went to do it the other day out of habit. No, I was like, I don't have to do that no more.
awesome.
I can just fucking wipe. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Dude, that is so awesome.
And eating clean too, you probably get to experience some ghost shits where you don't have to wipe very much.
Yeah,
you hit a couple wipes. Like, oh,
when
shit,
you
I'm
wipe
good to
twice
go.
and you're like, is something wrong?
Yeah.
No, they're awesome, dude. Get them big old fibery looking
Ghost
logs.
Wipes
I'm
is a
living
great
it, dude.
band name too.
I'm living it.
Fiery logs, dude. Just sit down there, just peeking
I will
just out
say
of the
this.
water for you.
There's a quote in the that I heard the first time I went to Alcoholics Anonymous that says something along this line is that people only change when the pain to remain the same is greater than the pain it takes to change. And I hit that moment in my life. That's the truth, where I was like, I have everything I want and can't enjoy it at all because I've allowed this addiction food thing kill me. And immediately it was like just snap. And also having a no compromise mindset. Like I have not ate something with bread in a year. Like this, in fact, I'll give some super obese people just one real tip right now that'll change your whole life today. Is if it's baked, fuck it. Anything that has to be baked, don't fuck with it. It's that easy. Unless it's chicken.
I was gonna
You know
say
what I mean?
that was
thinking
on my
kinda
head
like-
too.
But
Like,
anything
bacon
that
solids,
it takes, anything that takes
Flour.
anything that involves bacon, like that fast, you cut so much stuff. Like
Yeah.
everything that's really tearing your stomach up and carrying that way, the unnecessary calories that are just sitting on you. I just got rid of that. It's kind of that easy, and it's a non-negotiable for me, Taylor.
Yeah.
Like
last year,
non-negotiable.
last year, correct me if I'm wrong too, but you were also talking about potentially having a kid as your health journey kind of started and something that kind of got
Bunny-
you in check and staying true to it.
Yeah, and we announced that on this podcast, me and Bunny's journey into having a baby, and we're still right in the middle of it. And feeling bad. Talked to my that was the call I had this morning was with a doctor about that. So it's getting good. It's getting
That's
close.
awesome.
I can't wait to have something more to say because it's such a stressful journey, as y'all know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You've been through something similar, so it's like when you get finally, you don't want to get too excited, but anytime you get a little good news, you're like, oh, we're trending right.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that, like I told Bunny, she worries that time's against us, but the way my health is right now, time's only for us. Like for the first time in my life, time's not. I spent my whole life, time was against me. Like time's for me right now.
That's
you know
awesome.
what I mean? I'm buying time for the first time ever. Like,
Dude, you were
I'm-
talking about like death, like getting 50 and guys being obese and being over 500 pounds and now living in their 50s. Like, I'm sure maybe you guys felt the same way, but there'd be times where I'd like think about our relationship. Like, yeah, I love the hell out of Jelly. Like, I hope he's around to enjoy like more moments with him. Cause you do think about like, yeah, this dude is massive. Like he could show up. Like you would never be surprised if something popped up the next day on the internet or a headline, like Jelly Roll passed
Yeah, it
away.
wasn't the weight thing too. It was like your habits.
Yeah,
And
for
so
sure.
like we would sit there and be like, yo, obviously love the guy.
No, I was
But you
pouring
never know.
gasoline on a flame. That dude right there to the left, I keep looking at him. I thought that face was distressed.
Mm-hmm.
You got to realize that I didn't see that. Like that's something else I want to talk to my big people about is that when you get so in it, you know it because you feel it when you're fucking can't wipe your butt, but you don't see it that way. You know what I mean? Like when you start seeing it, now you look back at it, it's like drug addicts, Bubba. Like anytime I've been around a drug addict that was really in that stuff, I wanted to be like, if completely sober you could see you right this moment, just for 1 second, you would be so lost and disgusted with yourself, you would change. You would stop what you were doing right now and check into a rehab. Like I know that because I know who you were before you looked like this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know you're out here looking like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
I didn't know I was out there looking like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no clue. Yeah.
And trying to have that conversation with somebody who's on drugs at that time.
You
is
couldn't
tough 'cause,
listen.
dude,
I
it's the
wasn't.
best feeling.
and that's the best
I don't want
thing
to say it's the
for
best feeling in the world, but
Yeah,
it's a
a
feeling
great
you're
feeling.
like, there's no issues right in this very moment.
And there's shame in it too. So
Yeah.
it's like as soon as, dude, I felt so bad. I used to watch my wife get berated online where people would be like, if you really loved him, you wouldn't let him be this fat. You know what I mean? And she's like, do y'all understand that my husband is a fucking poor street kid that's a little ornery? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's already a little fucking anti-establishment anyways, and he's already in his shame and his guilt. Like it's hard to talk to people about what they're the most ashamed of. And that's why starting the Losers Run Club was important to me. You know what I mean? Like participating in these 5Ks and like it was important to me to lose the weight in front of everybody. Man, I don't want to make this whole podcast about my weight, but it's the coolest thing happening in my life. But it's like I remembered I would watch people be so ashamed of how big they got, celebrities, and they would go hide and lose the weight and then pop back out like, new me, who this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they could never really connect because people always like, this is weird. You know what I mean? For me, it was more like, no, man, I was so fat. I have lost all of this weight. I'm going to lose another 100 pounds. The best part is I was so fat that I'm still fat. I was so fat. Think about that. I was so fat that I'm sitting on your bus right now, 375 pounds, and we're proud of me. You know what I'm saying?
It's a before and a before picture.
Before picture. You know what I'm saying?
And he's giving game. Like,
and I'm giving
yeah, you're going to get right with this.
Yeah, it's like, yo, but I see it now, and I want that because I want people to follow with me. My goal in life more than it's ever been right now is that I hope people that are challenged with severe obesity and food addiction are watching what's happening with me because they're watching it. I know it's like, it's hard. I give you a guy that made me want to do it. You talking about things that inspire me? My buddy, I should shout him out. His name's Greg Sanford. He was a bondsman in Nashville, Tennessee. I think he's a bondsman in Williamson County now. He's a real estate agent, but we're still really good friends. Greg lost 180 pounds or something a couple years ago, and I watched him do it. I sat beside him. I was 500 something pounds, and I watched this guy. And he didn't never push it on me. He would invite me to hang. He would invite me, he just kind of preached to me, tried to hook me up with his nutritionist. I'm like, I'll lose it when I want.
Yeah.
That shit you're on. But I remember watching him do it and being like, fuck, man, I have no excuse not to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I just watched a dude older than me and not as big as me, but you know what I mean? A big dude lose a lot of weight. It was like, I hope people are seeing that. You can watch my whole tour last year, me and Ernest shooting basketball. I'm 60 pounds heavier. I didn't disappear to lose the 60. I did it slowly over the weeks.
Right.
But your lifestyle has been so consistent. You live a healthier lifestyle than me by far.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, no, I mean, dude, I felt like a lazy piece of shit so many days on the road. I'd ride, smoke a joint, right? Stretch, walk outside. Jelly's getting back from like a run, drinking this. It'll be 4 PM. I've had 3 meals, and I see Jelly like, "Where's my banana?" You know? Yeah. And so I admire that, and I tell you, haven't changed my life.
I live by the meal plan.
Hey,
I should do it.
Overtime, do it when you want.
My dude will be here at about an hour, 15 minutes. He'll be right here to drop off a meal. I'll eat it before I leave. I'm eating like a
regimented like that
for sure.
So,
like a pro athlete.
If you had a crystal ball,
I'll still go eat sushi. That's the cool thing is that one thing I didn't do neither. This is the last one to talk about this. I swear. I'm so sorry, y'all. But it's just imagine losing this much weight and never getting to talk to people about it. Is I didn't want to chain myself to like. I knew that baked food was just hurting me. Like it was just not good for me. Like drugs are not good for me. I don't do good with them. I'm a worser person. You know what I mean? Besides that, I go eat. Like, I'm not weird. If everybody right now was like, hey, we should go grab
You met
sushi,
me for dinner?
I'd go. I met Ernest for dinner. I don't have no problem. Like, I'll go out and eat a steak with you. I'm cool with all that. Like, I don't live I'm not imprisoned by this no more. Either way. I was once imprisoned to the weight, and then I watch people who lose the weight get imprisoned to not being able to do normalish things. You know what I mean? But it's like, I just don't have to eat a dessert. I don't have to eat the bread when it comes. I just, like, give me a steak and a fucking potato.